I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get
Good evening, Talkin' Trashers. My name is Jim, and I'm a very grateful alcoholic. Hey, guys, sit down, buckle up, because we have an awesome episode on tap for you tonight. We have a special guest, Sam and Noelle Borgia, no relation to Lucretia, who are going to share their experience, strength, and hope with us. Noelle wrote a book about addiction from the family's perspective, so it's really going to hit home for a lot, especially me. She never gave up on her husband, and the recovery story is actually absolutely incredible. It's a miracle. So we have a great show lined up for you. It's jam-packed, so we'll try to keep it to an hour. And we want to welcome our facilities tonight. We have Liftoff, The Sands, New Hope, The Burns House, Release the House, Smith House, Challenge Recovery, and Pennsylvania 65000 Avenue House. So buckle up. We got a fun evening of recovery, hope, and this shit's contagious. So let's turn to him with the intro right after the preamble from Kaisa. Take it away, Jimmy Snyder.
This is our humble broadcast where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We do not do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the message that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show as living examples that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, our experience can benefit others. Not only is that the 9th step promise, it's our creed we abide by here on Talking Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA's principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away.
Please join us for a moment of silence followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Won't you take me close to you? Far away, ways away tonight. I'm wearing my heart on a noose. Far away, ways away tonight. Tonight, my heart's on a loose. Far away, ways away tonight. I'm wearing my heart on a noose.
Oh.
Well, it looks like we're losing Tim on the audio. Well, let's just maybe go to Willie D. Maybe we'll come to that later. We're having some audio problems, kids, so just bear with us. For the team, we got Willie D. Oh, there's Timmy. Now he's back. We can't hear a damn thing he's saying. There he is. We're screwed. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to go back to me. I'm back to me again. So welcome. We're really looking forward. Our two special guests tonight are going to be amazing. I just read a little bit of the book. I'm not as fast as a reader as Tim. It's the perspective of a spouse of someone in active addiction, and my wife and I were both in active addiction. Is Tim back yet? Probably
I'm
not.
here.
Okay,
You hear me?
There he is. Okay,
I
trying
know.
to carry it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
back to Timmy.
So we are a well-oiled machine here, huh? Will's
Yeah, no
42. He's my friend. He's a good guy. He steals babies. He saves them from Russian spies, so that's okay. I'm Tim. I am the host and the producer of this nightmare.
The man behind the curtain.
Just so everybody knows, StreamYard it's all their fault. So we'll get there. I got two young women, daughters. I do AA stuff.
Please rephrase that.
I got a lot. There's a lot. There is a lot going on in front of Timmy tonight. Like, I got 4 computers set up. This is nuts.
I think Sam Noelle might have bailed by now.
I wouldn't blame him. We'll get her under
either.
control.
Yeah,
All right, so
okay.
Kaisa's in Texas.
There she is.
A little warmer
Hey,
than most.
look at me.
Down by the
Okay.
Gulf of America.
Kaisa's 62. She's a sponsor. She's half Swedish. She's a recovery advocate, and she's a recovering addict and alcoholic. Kaisa, how are you doing, my friend?
Well, you know what? Any better than I'd be twins, y'all.
Yahtzee.
But I gotta tell you, I'm super excited about tonight's episode. And I did get to read just chapter 1 of it, and I could not put it down. And, I'm old, I can't see, but I'm reading it on my cell phone, and, the letters are so small, but I couldn't stop. And, I want to get the book so I can have bigger letters, So, but I'm super excited about tonight.
Yeah, it was a great book. It was a great read. I connected with her. I connected with Sam. The whole thing just resonated with me. And I know the audience is going to feel the same way. So what else, Jimmy? So what's going on with Kaisa? Is she coming up to Saskatchewan?
She is. She's coming up to Saskatchewan. She is crossing over our version of the wall, which is just a bunch of cans of poutine and maple syrup at the border. And she's coming in on the 5th. 14th, flying in on the 14th late.
17th.
Thank you. Okay, 17th, and we're going to be doing a little bit of. She's going to be our main speaker at our 72nd annual Regina AA Roundup with Al-Anon participation.
Wow.
And we're going to pack the house. It's going to be great. No, that's not going to be your flight. No, that's Air Canada. We got you booked with WestJet. So I got a full slate booked. We're going to do a little bit of chachi stuff on Thursday. We're going to go see the tunnels and just show her a little bit of Saskatchewan. Hopefully we have that many people. Yeah, that's your flight home, by the way. That's all I could afford. That'll be me at the airport. My little seat. Aw, look at you.
He'll be there on the 14th.
She's a star.
There's some evil looking there.
She
That's
is
probably
a
all the
star.
jet lag right there.
Are you kidding?
Willie, look at that shirt. Looks like Walt Disney threw up on your shirt, man.
You
It's
know
a
it.
Talkin Trash shirt.
Yeah,
Hey.
was it the trash shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've got yours. I got yours on my suitcase, ready
Sweet.
to put it in there.
Hey,
Right on.
Kaisa.
Yeah.
Facebook will not let me go live.
I was
Look at
just
that.
going to say that.
What the?
I thought that. I thought
Yeah.
that's what they would do.
This is ridiculous. Over something that wasn't offensive in any way, shape, or form. They just flagged a short we put up, and now I can't broadcast live, which is a big deal. We get a lot of YouTube and Twitter. But yeah, that sucks. The podcast will be out as usual. With all that, but I just don't get it. Are we really penalized that badly, Kaisa?
Yeah.
For what? Because I put something up that said kratom is good for you. It was a joke.
Right. And the thing with Facebook is there are no human beings that look at
Yeah.
this stuff. It's all an
I know.
algorithm thing.
I know.
So even though
That's
you wrote that letter
ridiculous.
and sent it off, they still rejected it.
that's
'cause
a
there's not a human
crying-
being
Okay.
looking at it.
That's a
it.
crying.
Zuckerberg. That's it.
Cry and
That's it.
shame.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Tomorrow I'll climb
He's going
the
to the
ladder.
train station.
So it is
$248 million this guy's worth, and he can't
it's
frickin',
unbelievable.
give a dog a bone and hire some people so they
He
can have a
allows them to
job.
traffic children, but not for us to be able to hear.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
shit that I see on Facebook, and
Oh my
they pulled
God.
that off. You got to be
Yeah.
kidding me. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I bet-
whatever. We'll read
Yeah.
it.
We'll deal with it.
So,
I
well,
think
yeah.
a sip daily reflection. No, we'll do daily reflections here. Jimmy, will you
Yo.
do our daily reflection for us?
You want a daily refract already? Actually, yeah, today's
I do.
early.
Yeah, we
They're all
gotta go.
good.
We gotta
Oh,
go.
right here. Yeah, okay. Okay, kids, today for September the 7th, it is our side of the street. We are there to sweep off our side of the street, realizing that nothing worthwhile can be accomplished until we do so, never trying to tell him what he should do. His faults are not discussed. We stick to our own. On Alcoholics Anonymous, page 77 and 78. I made amends to my dad soon after I quit drinking. My words fell on deaf ears since I had blamed him for my troubles. Several months later, I made amends to my dad again. This time, I wrote a letter in which I did not blame him nor mention his faults.
Get it together,
It
Lyle.
worked. And at last I understood. My side of the street is all that I'm responsible for. And thanks to God and AA, it's clean for today. Discuss,
There you
kids.
have
That's a
it.
gooder.
Thank you, Jim.
All
You're
right,
welcome. Too bad I got
that'll do.
dyslexia and I can't read it since he
Yeah,
can't
you're a
remember to
mess
read that
tonight.
book. I just, yeah,
I'll
my
tell you
copy's
what,
not going
man.
to arrive.
This is a nightmare. I got it settled down, but like this is crazy what I have to do right now to make this podcast work. I swear to God, StreamYard, we're gonna have a problem. And Facebook and anybody else. I'm coming after everybody. Kidding me? Wednesday we're gonna do Trashioki. That'll be fun.
Oh my
Well,
God.
have a good laugh.
Oh,
Always a good time.
I'll be sick that day.
yeah, me
Right?
too. I got to call it.
What
I can feel a cough.
Jesus.
Great participation from my team.
Jesus.
Let's see here. So, Trashioki.
There we go.
Hold on, I got stuff to roll through. Everything's running like shit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm pissed. Sorry, Noelle. All right. So,
Yeah.
real quick, let me just get through what I need to get through. All right. So,
Whee!
Sam and Noelle are going to be coming on in just a minute. They're going to share their experience, strength, and hope. And I'll be editing this whole show to make it look normal when it goes online. They're in Michigan somewhere. It's 64 degrees there right now. Noelle wrote the book Silence the Lion, Wage War on Addiction and Win. I'll tell you what, man. If you're looking for something to rattle you, spiritually, and put you in check without judging you and making you feel like shit, this is it right here. I'm telling you, this is an awesome book. I don't endorse much, but I certainly do endorse this particular book. So I loved it. We got one more thing we got to do here, and then we'll bring them in. Our reading. What's the other one, Jimmy? Oh, the devotional we just started doing. Okay, let's do that. We want you to get a little God in your life here, so we're going to read our daily devotional we do on Sundays now. Get a good time here. Let's see how this goes. All right, daily devotional, Sabbath rest. This is today's devotional from Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Today is Sunday, so let's pause our focus on missions themes and take some time out for worship and rest. This is important because missions can easily focus on all the things that we are called to do. And at times, talking about God's mission can leave us feeling guilty about things we are not doing. So today we remember that we do not carry the world on our shoulders. We take a day to worship, meditate on scripture, play, and rest. This past week, we have been thinking about the gospel as good news. In our passage today, we hear the most beautiful good news from Jesus. Come to me and rest. Notice that he is talking not only about his physical rest, but spiritual rest for our souls. Jesus promises eternal rest for all of us. The other day, I was reading some bedtime story. This isn't it. I wasn't reading anything. This is somebody else. To my grandsons, and we did that together. I could feel them relax into my arms, secure in a trusted relationship as they were able to let go and fall into a state of peaceful rest. Jesus invites us to see himself that way. Secure in Jesus, we can release our cares and our burdens and our problems to him on this day of rest. May you be reminded and find rest that the Lord holds you and the whole world in his hands. Dear Jesus, I surrender all the places in my life where I tried and worn out. May I find true and eternal rest in you today and on this day of Sabbath. Amen. I don't know.
Amen.
I feel good that we do that. I feel like we all talk about higher power, and it's we don't actually label it too much. So we tread lightly with everything, but it's a blessing to have this platform to be able to share what we have and what other people have. Like we present information to you in an entertaining way, and it's up to you what you do with it. So we applaud everybody who tuned in tonight, and we're gonna bring our friends in here. Sam and Noelle Borgia.
Welcome.
There you have it.
There they are.
Hi, friends.
That's right.
Welcome to our nightmare of a show here tonight.
That's actually Sam's favorite song, Chainbreaker.
Yeah, I thought it might hit home with you. So I read your book. It's 300 pages, so it's a lot for little Timmy. I don't have much of a attention span, but it was awesome. And I kind of wish people approached addiction and their loved ones more the way you do, and the way you did. But that's just a testament to your soul and who you are as a person. And you got a good man there that was worth fighting for.
Yes.
So I can applaud you for sure for what you've done. Tell us, take us back to 2017 when this all started unfolding. What was it like firsthand? I know I read the book, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to give you a platform to just tell your story, both of you. And yeah, how about it?
All right. Well, awesome. Thanks, Tim, and thanks, team, for having us on. We'll just take you back about 10 years. So it was 10 years ago in 2015. I'll start out, and then I'll kind of let Sam, we'll go back and forth. But 2015, I was 34 years old. I was a newly divorced young mother. I had two little girls, I think they were 5 and 6 at the time. And I had my own little condo. I wasn't dating anybody. I really, I didn't even do the whole dating scene. And one day it was the middle of January in the cold blizzard, and I had a knock at my door. And at this point, people were snowbound. Nobody was going anywhere. It was a frigid Michigan day.
Yeah. And
we ran to the door, and I discovered this guy who I'd never met before standing at my door in the middle of this snowstorm. And we're like, what the? My girls were like, who is this? So he quickly introduces himself and says, hi, my name is Sam. I'm your neighbor. I live 4 doors down, and I cooked up a bunch of food. The Lions got a shot at the playoffs today, and everybody canceled. So I figured I'd just go knock on some neighbors' doors. And you want to come over? And I'm like, oh, no, not really. It was a little, I'm like, are there going to be any other kids there? Oh, yeah, there's going to be. Oh, yeah, I'm inviting all these people. So we go, me and my 2 little girls, and we were the only neighbors to come to the party.
Shocker.
So it was me and my little girl, Sam, and his random roommate and his girlfriend or something. But really quickly, I discover he's Italian. As you can tell, we're very loud.
Yep.
I'm louder than Sam, but we're both Italian. And he's a chef or a cook at my favorite restaurant. So we really hit it off, pretty quickly. And, we didn't really start a relationship, right off the bat. But one of the things I did do was invite him to church with me. I don't know. We got talking about God that night, and I was a Christian. And he's like, I've really been wanting to go to church. So I invited him to church. We developed this friendship. And in the weeks that followed, he did come to church with me. And we started kind of a relationship. Now, unbeknownst to me, by March, he had a ring made for me. So we meet in January. He has a ring made in March.
Boy.
He proposes in June and get married in October. And it was a beautiful, full-out Italian wedding, the whole 9 yards, okay?
Wow.
Now, over the course of the first 10 months, now, yes, it was rather quick, but he was just this wonderful man. And I was thinking to myself, okay, he's 35 years old, and he's telling me I've never been in a serious relationship. And I thought that was a little odd. You know, you're 35, like you never had any relationships, you never married, no kids. And he was a cook at the restaurant, but, you know, he just seemed so talented, you know, but his job title didn't really seem to match his, you know, job description. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed like he should have been a little further along with everything he had going for him.
Right.
Now, the only thing I did know about Sam was that he took this little pill called Suboxone. Now, you have to remember me. I'm like, okay, you know, I don't know anything about addiction. I don't know anything about this world that I didn't even know anything that he had going on at that time. But I knew that he took this little pill called Suboxone. And he explained to me that he was in a motorcycle accident in his early 20s, and they had to do like 5 surgeries to reattach his foot. Like, they basically were going to amputate it, but begged them to save it. So over the course of a year, he had 5 surgeries, one after the other, and he kind of broke his back and was laid up in a hospital bed at home. So of course you're taking opiates, and they're warranted at the time because, you know, you're having all these surgeries. I didn't think anything of it. He didn't really explain, you know, what it's for. I just thought it was maybe something that, you know, they give you when you get off pain pills, and it kind of helps with the pain, because he would come home after working in the kitchen every night, hobbling around, still in pain on his ankle. But he was just this wonderful man. You know, he was very charming. He was kind to my girls. He seemed super hardworking. And it just seemed like God brought this guy to my door, you know? So I kind of felt like there was like this divine circumstances behind our meeting, you know, the serendipitous meeting anyways.
Sure.
So we get married in October, okay? Now, over the course of those first 10 months, there were a couple times when I thought that, you know, things didn't quite add up with him.
Right.
Maybe he was irritable or short or wouldn't get out of bed for a couple days, but, you know, me not understanding addiction, I didn't associate it with addiction. I didn't know anything about that. I just thought, well, okay, this is a lot. You know, he's a single bachelor. He's never had a family or relationship, kids before. Now we're shotgun 10 months, you know, mortgages, houses, you know, all this wind of change, right? So we get married, and we didn't even make it home from the honeymoon, and something just shifted in him. But by this time, okay, we're already married. So we get married, we go to Las Vegas, and I don't know, he gets to the casino where, you know, that was a cheap place for us to go to for our honeymoon. And something just begins to overtake him. I see him binge drinking, and I'm remembering he's taking this Suboxone, and he's always kind of agitated about taking these pills. And his personality changes. And suddenly, I don't know, he just starts to become this man, like nothing, not even close to the guy I thought I was marrying, right? So we come home, I'm like, okay, what is going on? Who did I marry? You know, maybe this is just too much for him. You know, this is what I'm thinking in my mind right now. Maybe he signed up for bit off more than what he could chew. So maybe you can continue and like maybe give some of the backstory of, you know, what was going on that I didn't know at the time, right?
Well, I mean, I'm sure you guys all heard of Suboxone. Well, I had been on Suboxone, for it was like 5 years, you know. And I started taking Suboxone, and I would still chip here and there, you know, but I would always, you know, stay vigilant with the Suboxone. And when I got married, I just truly believed that that was going to be a, you know, a part of me that just doesn't exist anymore. I wanted to move on. I wanted to grow. I really wanted to step into a strong relationship, marriage, family. I always wanted that, you know, but at 35 and the line of work that I did, I just kind of said, you know what, if I'm going to be a bachelor for the rest of my life, so be it, you know. But then I met Noelle, and things started to change. And, you know, after a little bit of time, like I noticed being on Suboxone, like I wasn't truly myself. I always felt like cloudy, like I couldn't spit fire even in conversation. The words were all in my head, the ideas were there, but I really couldn't get them out, you know. And after a while, I'm like, man, this is not. I got to get off this stuff, you know. And you know, we'll kind of fast forward a little bit here, but I'm gonna get to it. You know, me and my wife, we made a plan. We're like, hey, listen, let's go see a psychologist. Let's get off this. Let's do this the right way. And you know, we did. We made an appointment. We went and saw the doctor. We came up with a plan to start weaning off this stuff. They gave me some patches. You know, really everything, like all the tools that I needed. And you know, I was ready. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this. You know, I got my wife on my side. You know, we're ready. And I don't know what I messed up. I messed up the patches or.
Yeah, you didn't put the medicine inside of it. Was like basically just like putting a Band-Aid.
Yeah. There was like to help with the withdrawals. There was like the medicine, then you put the patch over. I'm an idiot. I just put the patch on, didn't even put the medicine. Really started, you know, that Suboxone, man. That's tough, man. I started getting, you know, hit hard, and you know, I started losing it. You know what I mean? I mean, literally just the muscle aches, everything. I'm sure I don't have to explain, you know, how bad it is. I'm sure you guys all realize it, man. But it was just getting to the point where, you know, things were not right. Things were not going good at all. I mean, all the things that could go wrong are going wrong. My poor wife's like freaking out. She don't know what to do.
Well, this is, you know, a little bit into the future, but over the course of we're married for a couple of years, and I felt like each month, you know, he's on this Suboxone. I'm thinking that's what he's taking, right? But as the time goes on, I'm thinking, okay, well, something's wrong with him. He's irritable. He won't get out of bed. He snaps at me. You know, he sleeps for 3 days at a time. He doesn't keep appointments. He disappears. Where's he going? He doesn't come home from work till 1 o'clock in the morning. And layer by layer, I'm just uncovering, maybe he's drinking. Yep, he's drinking. Okay, he's taking pills. Then, you know, into our relationship, I find out he's going to Detroit before and after work every day, getting heroin, crack. So it just kept going from bad to worse, and with the Suboxone on the top, like what you couldn't even make heads or tails out of our situation of our life. It just everything was completely unraveled. And you have to picture me. I don't know anything about addiction, so I'm trying to research. What do you do? What happens if I find a glass pipe in my garage? Why am I finding spoons with black centers in the middle of them? I mean, it was just very traumatic. And then I have little kids, you know what I'm saying? So it gets to this point where we have this intervention and we're like, okay, 2 years into the marriage now, something has to change. And he makes this plan. Okay, yes, I'm going to get off the drugs. Yes, I'm going to get off the Suboxone. But when you don't understand addiction, it just doesn't work that way, you know, and the family believes him. Oh yeah, okay, he's going to get off drugs now. He's not going to use them anymore. And we don't know that what withdrawals are and the process of it. So that begins this whole cycle of trying to get off the Suboxone, trying to get off everything else, and it just going completely wrong. So everything we tried that the world offered, programs, and you know, come to find out, over the course of the 20 years, but over the course of the 20 years that we weren't together, he really hadn't been truthful to me about anything. I mean, there'd been multiple jails, boot camps. He had a criminal history, you know, no driver's license. Like, this wasn't his first rodeo. But, you know, when you get married and you think, you know, when you're in addiction, okay, that chapter is over. Now I'm going to start my new life. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way. And I feel like he couldn't keep the balancing act up, you know, the marriage, the stepchildren, everything, this whole new lifestyle. He couldn't keep it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then we get to the Suboxone, trying to get off that. And that went really, really bad. So you want to explain we're in 2017 now in December that, we found
a program.
You overdosed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a major overdose.
This is right when fentanyl is coming out. So I'm going down chip and I don't know what I'm buying. You know what I mean? And
we were supposed to go to this beautiful concert and he just never came home. I didn't get a call until the very next day. Like a day and a half later, he was in the hospital, overdosed. They had to revive him twice.
So this is the Bocelli concert?
The Bocelli concert, exactly. And that's like my favorite singer. And I'm thinking to myself, how could he do this to me? But if, you know, the way that he explained it, I wasn't doing it to hurt you. I wanted to do it so I could actually be there and enjoy it with you. Like, I wanted to feel good. So because you looked forward to it so much, you know?
Like, as addicts, people people look at addicts and like, oh, they're just having fun, trying to have a good, getting high, just being self. And when you're in addiction like that, you're not trying to get high. You're just trying to get by in life. You know what I mean? I just need a little bit to do this. I need a little bit to do that. It's just that you're in your own prison.
Yeah, and like explain it how you tell him, like how he explained it to me about being underwater.
Yeah, and just being in active addiction is like just being in a big body of water, and you're treading, and you just keep going down, and you're kicking as hard as you can just to get your nose above that water, take one breath, and you just go right back down. That's pretty much addiction in my head.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was in December of 2017 that he had this major overdose with the fentanyl, and they had to revive him twice. We didn't know how long he had been gone for. He has heart attacks, kidney damage, all these different problems. But they ended up sending him home from the hospital, and it's right before the holidays. So this is like his busiest time at work. He needs to go to rehab. He needs to clean his life up, but we need to make money. And his boss is depending on him. So if he doesn't go back to carry the restaurant through the holidays, he's going to get fired.
Right.
So what does he do? He goes back to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we wait until after the holidays. We try to get him into this rehab. And I'm researching because by this time he's telling me, I've tried every rehab, none of them, they're all terrible. And, there's no beds available anyways. Mm-hmm. So I send him to this rehab right like the day after Christmas. And I'm thinking, okay, we have a plan now. We're going to rehab. We're going to see this through. Everything's going to be okay. They're going to help him. He's going to get the help that he needs. And January 1st, they call me from the rehab and say, oh, we're so sorry. As of January 1st, this facility is no longer an authorized provider in your insurance network. Yep. We're going to send him home to you in the middle of detox.
That's great.
So they send him home to me. And, each time when you're going through this cycle of addiction as an addict or as a loved one, I feel like you get your hopes up for something and you put so much faith and weight in it. Yep. And when it gets there, you feel like, okay, this is going to be the thing that sets me free. But then when it doesn't happen that way, it's like the setback from it pulls you even deeper, which is what happened with us. Mm-hmm. Right. So I couldn't find any other rehabs. I end up sending him to Nashville, Tennessee. I said, we're going to find you the best rehab. This we got to get something like a real program, like extended. Like we're not just going to do, a week at the local rehab here. Right. Yep. So I send him to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, okay, meantime, he's not working. It's the holidays. You got to pay for flights. We're paying for our own insurance, sending him here. He gets there and they say, you're going to be in the 60-day men's program because this is what you need. You've been on drugs for 20 years now. Like a 14-day program is not going to cut it. Right. So he's all excited. He's writing in a journal. He's, saying how much hope he has. And like a week into his stay, they call me and say, sorry, insurance isn't going to cover it. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to send you home, or you can try to appeal it. But, when you get started in something like he did, and you, like you said, you get your hopes up. Yep. And then a week in, they're already telling you, hey, don't even think about finishing this program. We're sending you home. Right. It's like you start to lose hope. Like I lost hope. He lost hope. And he came home. So after about 2 weeks, he was home from Nashville, Tennessee. Now, when he got home from Nashville, so now we're in the January of 2018. Yep. He just began to spiral into this black pit. Like I can't even describe it to you. It was just like darkness, like a cloud just covered our home. Despair, agony, depression, anger, just bitterness. And I don't know, you can kind of talk about what you were feeling then.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that, I told I was so done and over with drugs and Suboxone, like, I'm just like, I don't care. I'm not taking this. I'm not doing it. And everything in your body's like, do it. You got to do something. So I just start, just depressed. I just started drinking. And I never was a big drinker.
Yeah.
But I just started just drinking. And I got to the point where I think it's in the book too. Like we got into it. I wasn't doing good at all. she had called the ambulance.
I came home another time. He was barely breathing, just, you know, sweating, you know, grabbing his chest. You could see there's bottles everywhere.
Yeah.
I started freaking out.
You guys have Narcan on hand?
What's that?
Do you guys have Narcan on hand? Or do you?
I mean, now Narcan available. Yeah. At the time, no. Narcan was like very, I think it was out, but it wasn't like available.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I got you. You're right. It was. So.
But anyways, I was not doing good, and I tried. You know, she's like, I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call the ambulance, and she did. She was on the phone. I took her car keys. I was obliviated. I started backing out of the driveway. Totally did like a U and hit our tree. Went up on our island on a rock.
That checks out.
I knew the cops are coming. I got a warrant out for my arrest, so I just leave. I just run. And somehow I got away from that. I called my mom. Mom, please come get me. And please, I'm going to go to jail, you know. And that was pretty much the beginning of the worst, you know. Then I just, you know, stay with my mom and dad, drinking from morning, noon, and night, you know.
I would go over there and like his whole room was just underneath his bed was just fists of alcohol bottles. There was a party store like a quarter mile. He would just walk there, you know. So then I'm mad at his parents because he's at your house. You're supposed to be helping him get a plan. You picked him up. You know what I'm saying? It's just this whole, you just keep adding more people into the pit of destruction with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Noelle, this is what struck me out of the book. Yeah. Not this part. When you when you had this realization, when you talked to his parents, that this was run of the mill for them, and you were surprised at that. And so, I mean, at any point, did you feel, I'm trying to just put myself in normie headspace. Did you feel betrayed? Like,
I did.
Yeah.
I felt betrayed by everybody, by my husband, by the family, because I was like, why would you not disclose any of this to me? You know? But then after the fact, after, you know, I got into the thick of things and I realized that there was no easy fix, there was no easy remedy to this. I began to see like, this is what addiction does to families. And at the end of, I did it for 3 years. They've been doing it for 20 years. The addict isn't the only one that's numb. It's the family. You just throw your hands up at the end of the day. Like, we don't know what to do. Maybe you can try. And I think they looked at me like, okay. And you know what? I really did believe too, like Sam had said, that they thought, you know what, maybe this is the thing that he needs to turn his life around. Maybe if he has a nice loving wife and somebody that believes in him, maybe she's going to be the one. It's you always want to put your hope in something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, and that's crazy because, you know, you get let down and you get let down. Right. You know, so many people run, you know, so many, especially women with men. Like, I don't know what it is about rehab. Women are probably just smarter than us or whatever, but the census is always like 80-20 in favor of men. There's only a few women there. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the fact that they need to get their shit together. They don't have the luxury of going to a rehab or whatever, but like a lot of women are just like, I'm out. You know, I'm not.
Well, everybody told her to run. Yeah. You know, everybody. And if I was her friend, I would have told her to run.
Yep.
She literally stood alone. I mean, even her father's like, "Look, you go back to this guy, man. I don't want nothing to do with you." And she literally stood alone on her faith to see me through.
But
I know
that's power.
But even beside that, though, like we were talking about before, there, whatever option I were to choose. None of it is easy.
No.
It's not easy to stay. It's not easy to leave. How do you divvy up stuff when somebody is incoherent? How do you file for divorce? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my only option was to stay the line and to hold and to cling to my faith, because when we were getting towards the end of everything, we had tried everything. And then learning his history, like how many rehabs you've been, how many times have you been to jail? What does your rap sheet look like? I mean, this is like monumental, like bomb after bomb dropping. Yeah. So you've tried everything. What else is there left to try? And like I said, I was a Christian. He was kind of had like a Catholic upbringing. He knew of the Lord. He seemed to have this hunger to want to know the Lord. We went to church, and he wasn't as far along as he didn't cling to his faith like I did, but he seemed like he wanted to let the Lord change his life. So when it got towards the end, that was literally my only hope, my only resort. Like, Lord, I'm going to believe everything that you say in the Bible. I'm going to believe the promises that you gave us in your word, or he's going to die. And not only is he going to die, his family is going to be wallowing in grief. My life is going to look like a complete wreck. Like, we're going to lose everything. It would have just been, it's not just death. Like, it's the destruction that death causes.
Yeah.
It's almost like, okay, well, he dies. Okay, now what do? We got to live with this. We got to live with the fact that we tried everything and we couldn't help him,
I know.
So I clung to my faith. So now we're towards the end, where we have our big catastrophic scene in the book, and you guys will have to read all the details. But you can, I don't know, I guess towards March of 2018. So he had the overdose, the big one with the fentanyl in December of 2017. I'm praying to the Lord. I'm crying out to the Lord. I'm writing in my journal. I've tried everything. We tried the 2 rehabs. We tried the psychiatrist. He went to Celebrate Recovery. He had done all these programs, but now he's in this state where he's not doing anything. He is mad at the world. He's shutting out the world. He's living in this dark pit. He's drowning himself in alcohol, and he wants to die. Like, nobody talked to me. I'm not going to change. And if you ask him, he'll tell you, you were actually praying, just, Lord, I can't live like this. Take me in my sleep.
For 1 week straight, I remember just sitting at the edge of the bed, looking straight in the mirror, just say, God, please take me in my sleep. I'm done. I'm done hurting people. I don't want to cause, just take me. Yeah. I'm useless in this world. I can't live like this no more.
And it really comes down to the damage that you've done from point A to point B. And it's almost relieving to think about dying or not waking up the next morning. It's like a relief. It's like, that there is some kind of, like, we have no control over us in our addiction until we enter recovery. So in that sense, I mean, that's a tough, I did the same thing, Sam. I started drinking because, opiates didn't work on Suboxone, and I'm not a good drinker. I'm an addict at heart. So when I start drinking, I start screwing things up pretty good. DUIs, putting other people's lives at risk, and I know me personally. I know that I'm at a point where I don't want to hurt anybody else anymore. Not my family, not a random stranger. My life has to mean positivity. I have to do something different. And my wife, she didn't. It's we're not going to compare her, but like, it's just, Noelle Sam's a lucky man. I'll tell you that much. She's a warrior to do what she did, coming in at 35 years old, naive to the whole thing, and then taking on the whole Sam thing and navigating it. And now she's sitting in front of us, telling us about her experience, strength, and hope. I just read a book. Like, I haven't read a book since I was in 5th grade. Like, it was
with no pop-ups.
Yeah, right. I wish I used to illustration, but like, I just, this is why we do this show, to see people succeed who shouldn't have. None of us should be here.
Right.
Sam is overdose. He shouldn't be here.
Right.
We're blessed with, like, it depends on how you look at addiction. It can be a curse, or it can be like a like a badge of honor, like a part of your spiritual armor. And we say all the time, there's a difference between recovery and sobriety. And sobriety is just putting it down. Recovery is living a life of change, whether it be spiritual, AA, whatever it is. I do everything. I go to church. I should more, but like, I do as much as I can, because I don't want to die, and I don't want to hurt my people anymore. And I can see in Sam's eyes and hear in his voice that he didn't want to hurt you anymore, but he didn't know how to arrest this cycle. And that's where couples split. That's where things get said that can't be taken back. And I love your story. I love your story. And me and Sam share a similar addiction history.
Wow.
Same thing. I've been on subs for a couple of years, And I was at a point where it was, like we said, death. I wasn't using to get high anymore. I was using to ultimately not wake up. And that was a sad spot to be in. So I got on Suboxone. I took that off the table. And I took the Suboxone right for the first time in my life. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't stopping them and then taking, heroin 3 days later and, like playing this whole Suboxone game. There's this whole Suboxone rodeo that people get wrapped into where they're precipitating withdrawal and then they can't get high. And then, like, it's just this nightmare. And, it's not a fun life to live. And, God bless you for getting off it, Sam. I mean, I'm on my way. I just haven't thought that far ahead yet. I'm doing one day at a time kind of thing. And my life's kind of upside down, but like, it's a good thing. It's a change for the better, ultimately. Like you said,
you'll get there, my friend. You'll get there.
Thanks, buddy. It's great meeting you. So you guys live in what, the greater Detroit area?
Northern, we live in the suburbs. About an hour north of Detroit in a little town called Romeo, Michigan.
Gotcha.
Famous for Kid Rock.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay. We have a very good friend of the show from Michigan, Manny Vitale. He's been one of our friends like since the beginning, and we have these people that are just regular occurrences on our show.
Wow, that's awesome.
So just real quick, this month our September guest Phyllis is coming on. That is Trey's birthday. So just so happens with Phyllis, she's always just put in our laps at the perfect time for a reason, and that's the beauty of this thing we're doing. So Phyllis will be on. Noelle, Sam, just so you know, she lost a son to fentanyl overdose about a year ago, and she's dedicated to telling her story and getting the message out there. And
awesome.
She comes on, she cries, we cry with her, and then we're all stronger for it. I don't get it, but so Phyllis will be on 14th. That's a week from today. Alec LaRoche, a friend of mine, we'll get into him later. Oxley will be back on the pod, messing things up on the 21st. And then Manny will be on the 28th. And those are regulars. We still have how many shows do we do? 8. We still have 4 other shows that are open. We don't need guests, but if you want to come on, please do. We want to hear your story, your experience, strength, and hope. It could change somebody's life, honestly. So contact Jim, inquire about availability. We don't have many rules around here except for this. We
have no rules.
We prefer you to have 6 months clean. We'll accept 90 days, case by case. If you have less than 90 days in recovery, it's probably not best to put you on stage in the spotlight just yet. You'll get there. We want to hear from your story when you do. So reach out to Jimmy and get up on here. Sure, you can 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Just say, this is how I'm doing. And we, people need to hear what you have to say. And that's important because, if we don't have each other, this thing doesn't work. And I'm going to throw it off to my team to ask some questions and get involved a little bit while I go backstage and fix all this broken shit.
You'll be a while.
Right. It's just awesome. It's just, my hat is off to Noelle, honestly, because like that is again, actually what she did is probably like the norm. She probably doesn't. That's probably most people would bail. My wife did. A lot of people would. But like the reward is Sam. Sam's a good whole man, but you had to peel that shit away.
Yeah, you got to tell the big climax of the story is how it all ended.
Well, take it away, please.
Let's hear it.
So I tried to take my own life. File night. It was the next day. My wife was coming over because we had to go file our taxes.
March 2018. Now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I had been drinking. I took a fistful of pills, and that was it. I fell asleep. And she had came. She knew something was wrong. She was pounding on the door. My dad finally answers the door. She goes into my bedroom, and I'm gray, foaming at the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So she called the ambulance. They came and took me to the hospital. I was in I think they put me in a medically induced coma for how many days?
Well, they had to revive you. When I got to the hospital, he was in the resuscitation room.
Jeez.
And he collapsed like over the toilet. So we don't even know, what happened. We didn't know it at that time, but they put him in the coma.
They put me in a medically induced coma. I think like 9 days later, started taking the tubes out so I could start breathing on my own. Mm-hmm. And I was just disgusted, in fact, the first thing that I said is, why didn't you just let me die? So everything was shut down. I was on dialysis.
broke his back,
broke my back somehow.
heart
attacks, liver damage,
sepsis,
just horrible, just everything, just
Lord.
So there I am, laying there, busted, disgusted,
strapped to the bed, chained to the bed.
Yeah, and bitter. I didn't want to see anybody. I didn't want to see my wife. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I mean, I was just disgusted to still be alive.
Mm-hmm.
And laying in that hospital room, something happened to me one night, and it was around 2:33 in the morning, and there's just no comfort to be had. I just flipping, turning, all this stuff's coming out of my body. My whole body is just destroyed. And, I cried out to the Lord. I said, Lord, please, if you're there, if you're with me, take this from me. I don't want to, you won't let me live. You won't let me die. Like, I want to see what you have. I know that I'm supposed to be here for a reason,
Right.
And at that moment, man, I just felt like this just warmth just come over my body. I still get goosebumps, man, just thinking about it.
Okay, right now.
It's just pure love. Just they talk about mercy, they talk about grace, but when you feel it, you experience it, like that's a game changer, That morning I had called my wife, and she knew instantly because just my voice changed, my whole outlook on everything changed. Like, I just knew everything was going to be all right. Like, this was behind me. I had this little encounter with the Lord, and I just felt it. And I told her, I said, Noelle, I'm free. And, she's looking at it like,
you said, I just felt like a release.
Yeah, like just a release of it all, all the shame, all the guilt, all the damage, all the past. Like, I didn't have, like, it was just it was back there. I didn't have to go back there no more.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a long road to recovery. I mean, I had a lot of medical bad stuff. Yeah, physically.
Yeah, that's hard.
But I always knew, I said, everything's gonna be okay, Noelle. Like, I love you, like everything's gonna be good.
And that was March 27th, 2018. And since that day that happened to him in the hospital, he's never used. He's never had a desire to use. He's had no cravings. There's been no recovery period as the world knows it, where, you just got to take it one day at a time as far as, it's just, you can't explain it, but that's how it happened. Now his body, he had to go through 2.5 years of pancreatic surgeries. He lost his pancreas, but all the while, it's just, it was, the Bible says it's like a circumcision of the heart. Like, it was like everything was just cut away from him, and
pure joy in my heart, no matter what.
And it was like, that was this beautiful man that I thought I was marrying, and there he was, underneath all this hardness and the bitterness, and you can't explain it. But that was 8 years ago, and that's why we had to write the book, because we just feel like people need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ever since then, in that moment, I've had this hunger. I want for. Like, we've all been there. We've all been through withdrawal. We've all sat there, and you have this crater-sized hole, it feels like, in your chest, And I always filled it back up with what the world had to offer. Always just fill that, And this time I didn't. I filled it with the word. Like, I just had a hunger for a different thing in life. And I'm not saying that's for everybody, man, but for me, it's been a beautiful thing. It's been a beautiful journey. And now I get to sit here and talk to people like you and share our experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, God is great to me.
I mean, listen, what an absolute blessing, and what a shame it is that we have to come to these places of desperation to find our higher power, our God, to save us. But when you're the only time, in addiction, when the only time you're looking up is when you're flat on your back and you have nowhere else to go. There's nobody else to help you. You can't scam anybody else. You can't steal. It's done. You're done. And it's whether it's withdrawal, whatever it is.
Right.
It's you're done. And it's a hard place to get to. And listen, that Suboxone thing is I've come off subs once, and it wasn't the worst thing, but it's not comfortable and lasts forever. It's just this nagging, like leg pain, hot, cold, whatever. So like that's in my future. But like, Noelle, you are how old are you now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 44.
44. You don't look a day over 34.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that's what I kind of want to say. Like, I realize there's like a lot of people that are going to be listening where you're like, okay, whatever, maybe you don't have the same kind of faith or whatever. And we can respect that. But for me, I just want to say that is truly how my faith was birthed, was when we had tried everything that the world had offered. And until you reach that, you're in a room, there's 4 walls and no doors, and there are no other options. There are no other resorts. There's no other hope. I just chose to put my hope in the Lord. And I really feel like that's how faith is birthed. Like when that's your only resort, what are you going to do? You have to trust that it's gonna work. Otherwise, he's dying,
Yep, exactly. And like for like, to come to God and ask him for help, and then you see it delivered and you see a miracle happen. That's where I tell people all the time on here, your faith is built by putting the faith in first and then seeing what comes from that. And I'm not the most spiritual. I'm all kinds of confused, but I do believe in God and I believe in a higher power. And obviously we all come from something else. I don't know if, I'm not going to get into all that, but there's definitely a God. There's definitely a reason we're all still here doing this right now. Because none of us should be here. And Noelle, you didn't ask for this. You know what I mean? Like this was this was thrust upon you. This was this was you didn't have an option. You did. You could have walked, but you decided to navigate it, and it was uncharted waters for you. And good for you. I mean, not many people have the fortitude you have to do something like that.
I told her when we started dating, I said, God sent you to me.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
my angel.
He used to always tell me that. But now, I mean, when I was in it, I would not have answered it this way. But now looking back on our lives and the way that I feel like the Lord brought us together, I wouldn't change it, because I don't feel like we would be the people that we are today had we not experienced that. I'm saying, like, you learn to look at life through a whole new lens.
Yep.
And it's beautiful. Like I like to see the world the way that I see it now. And I wouldn't have been able to have that vision and that heart had we not experienced this. You know what I'm saying? So would I take it back? No, I wouldn't.
It refined you and it made you who you are today, and it built your faith, both of you, and you fed off each other in this healthy, codependent, spiritual relationship.
Yeah.
And like, obviously you guys are meant to find each other. I haven't heard from my team at all. How's everybody doing out there? We're all like,
I know it's a long story. It's 300.
No, I love it.
Well, this is the clip. Get the book.
Yes.
She sent me a PDF file, so I'll send that to everybody. I'm just kidding. Buy the book online. It's a great book. I mean, if you want a shot in the ass on, like, what are you doing? Are you recovering? Are you say higher power, but do you really believe it? Do you really put your faith into it?
Right.
It's human. It's the human condition. We battle that every day. But like, Sam, God bless you. So how long have you been clean now? It's since March.
Almost 8 years.
Oh, 7.5 years. Yeah.
Good for you, man. Welcome.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Wow.
We have a segment we do a clean time.
I mean, hey, you guys got to. It's serious business now, man. I mean, we're losing people left and right. You know, it's all I do. I just hear this person died, this person passed. And I try to reach out to everybody I can. I try to minister. I try to help. But it's like, man, this is serious business, man. We're losing. Like, these people they don't even know their potential in life. We all have so much to offer. We have so much to give. Like, we're all meant for great things, It's just we got to get there. We got to find that spot, and we got to get to where we need to be so we can actually live in the promise. I mean, it breaks my heart to see some of this stuff going on. I lived it, and it doesn't even feel like that was me. You know what I mean? It is so weird.
Yeah, we forget. We had to go back to write this, but it's like after, like, God delivered him from this addiction, it's like we didn't really think about it. We didn't have time because we were too busy, like, moving on to our future and what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a hell of a story. I mean, it's not a lot of stories have that happy ending, and it's actually more of a not like happy ending, just an ending, a normal human ending. Things are okay. You put that behind you. You live a new life. Addicts, we have such trouble with that. Jimmy, hit me real quick. Just I don't know. Tell our new friends what you think.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I've been writing notes all the way through. That's amazing. Well, first
ridiculous.
of all, is that a gun safe behind you guys?
Yeah.
He just moved the computer.
Gotta love the Second Amendment.
I love it.
I'm
I saw it,
Canadian.
yeah.
They're going to see the gun safe. That's going to be our backdrop.
This is
Well,
a man. This is a man that had multiple felonies.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Gun
Pew
owner.
pew. Got to keep your pew pews. Oh, like I've been writing notes, like the love, the trust, the resilience, the faith that you had in Sam. You know, but it all came from like you believe in a higher power, God. And your checklist, number 7. I am sick of living in a body with a mind I have no control over.
Right.
That was
me too. I have that
to
written
a
down somewhere.
T.
Yeah.
I'll keep my like I was my wife and I, we were both addictive. We were both in active addiction of alcoholic. We were both alcoholics, and she passed 12 years ago. And I look at this, and I'm like, God, why wasn't this resort available at that time? But the time wasn't right, you know. And I went for recovery. I went to treatment 4 years ago, and while I was there, my fiance of 6 years gave me the boot because she was sick and tired of me.
Right.
And you know what? But you stood by and you believed in not only Sam, but you believed in God, that he would guide you, whatever would happen, you know? And I look back and it's like, well, what if it wasn't just meant for me? It just wasn't meant to be. But I live a better life now because of it. It was a great lesson. I thank her for that gift of putting me on my own path, not just putting my feet back under the table, but another question. Okay, with your daughters, how are they? Like they must just look at Sam and go like, "Wow." You know?
Yeah, I mean, initially, they were so little. You're trying to shield them from all this stuff that's going on, and I'm trying to be a regular mom. I'm teaching piano lessons. Like I'm trying to keep up this whole life, and I really didn't even want to let a lot of people in on it because I didn't even really know what I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but you know what? We're a very faith-filled family now. We eat dinner together every night. Our girls are, what are they, 18 and 16 and a half and 18 now.
Wow.
They're beautiful teenagers. They have come out resilient, just wonderful girls. So, but that was part of the struggle. Do I run? But even if I run, okay, now it's me and my girls again. Where are we going to go? What's that up with our life again? So just like I said, there's no easy way out. So I'm glad we stayed it through.
I put my wife through some stuff, but you know what I mean? Like it was a 15-year just unhappy marriage. You know what I mean? So, when me and her got rocky, it was so easy to fall back on the drugs and alcohol because it was it was there. It was like, it was my default mode for screw up. And you said like the family dynamic, like the household, like that's what you wanted. You wanted that kids and I had all that. And when me and my wife split up, it was like I lost it all, which I didn't. But as an addict, catastrophize everything. And my addiction was untreated alcoholism at 37, 38 years old.
Wow.
And I broke my neck in a car accident. I got all kinds of pain shit too. It's hard, but we do that to ourselves. Like last week when I missed the show, not funny at all. I got arrested for a clerical fucking I don't know, nothing really. They're like, listen, you're gonna bond right out. When I took that mugshot, I thought I was walking out the door right after that, not getting locked up for 4 days. So I just a license thing, just some kind of hit and run where I had nothing. It doesn't matter. It's just unfortunate the way it unfolded. And I ended up finding myself locked in jail. And I wanted to blame everybody else, the cop, the car, my parents. But ultimately, I'm here alive driving that car with a license suspension. Whether it's good or not, I still played a role in where I am in my life. So, there's accountability that comes with sobriety.
We had so many of those. I didn't even detail all of them in the book, but in the middle of COVID, they show up at my door. He's getting ready for pancreatic surgery. Hey, we're here to pick him up for a warrant. And, I'm crying. Look, you can't take him. He's having pancreas surgery tomorrow. It's COVID. He's going to die in the jail. But ultimately, you still have a responsibility to society. Yeah. But I even talk about that in the book. Okay, when you're getting yourself, just go through this, do what you have to do to get out of that cycle. And that's what he did. He didn't begrudge. If he had to go to court, okay, now we have another appearance. Now we got to be on probation. Now we got to go drop. We did everything we had to do, and he didn't complain. He's like, I got to face this, you know? And I feel like that's part of the healing and the recovery is paying the price, moving on, and just becoming a better version of you.
You're right, and like Jim was just talking. Jim lost his wife, and he could sulk over that and make it his identity. But instead, he uses that as part of his story and as part of his strength and his framework. Like, yes, he lost his wife. It's tragic. It's sad. His daughters, all that. But like, it plays a role in like a greater good almost. Like it gives Jim a perspective that Jim wants to share and help people with. And you know, like for him, it's just been you know, to be a widower and to just be all into this thing. His wife, Gail, gives him strength. The whole thing, instead of it burying him like it would 90% of human beings, we're addicts. We're a certain kind of breed. We're gonna dig in. And and Jimmy's a great example. Kaisi, Jim, all of us. Like what a blessing that we're here. And we don't really like push this show, like get into people's face. We just do it. And it's really for our sobriety. You know, we check in with each other every week. We're accountable to each other. You know, I get locked up in jail. The whole world goes nuts. Like, where's Tim at? You know, so like, yeah, right. But you know, I to have this podcast, you guys, Jim, Kaisa, Will,
yeah, him.
To have it, it's such a
We love
blessing.
him.
We love him.
Will and dogs. You know, we do a lot of like inside joke, like, but we've been doing this a hot minute, and it's you know, we're just so blessed to be able to meet people like you guys because you know you're not the typical story. The typical story is disaster and Sam dying and you getting you know into another relationship, all this crazy shit. But instead, like you took chaos and made it organized to a way that you could handle it. Will, what did this like when Noelle was describing? I know for me, like when she was describing the entering this world of addiction with someone that she loves and she doesn't know what to expect or what to do. Like, can you relate to that at all, Will? Like, just
I can relate to it, but in a different perspective. I could see like my mother. Okay, so like she would I was told all my life that, oh, you have the addictive personality. That's in her mind, but she only hears one thing, knows one thing. So, but when it gets thrown in her face, she has to deal with it now. It's she told me the other day that her husband, my stepdad's boss down in Florida, he told her finally one day, she goes, he was like, I never told you this, but you never gave up on Will. You would do anything. Like you went, but he's like, I've never seen anybody do as much as you did for him. And she's like, and now I get to see the rewards of it, you know? So, I mean, that was like 30, or I'm 43. That's probably 30 years ago. I mean, not 30, 25 years ago, whatever. It's been a while. But anyhow, but my mom would she would be calling everybody. She'd try to figure everything out, you know, and, you know, it was, I don't know, it was crazy, but it's what it reminded me of, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, we can all relate to these stories, you know, from some point. I just got an email from Liftoff Recovery. They said they're going to start letting the patients smoke inside if we don't end the show soon. And like that's such a blessing. Yeah, no, it's fine.
You can blame me. My book was 300 and some pages long. I mean, you know, long-winded.
We didn't plan on this going an hour.
But you gotta have somebody who's gonna believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Like you did.
Yeah,
so
you gotta have that.
It's so true.
You're
that
right.
changes the whole perspective. You know?
Yes.
We'll broadcast from Mars. That's the planet he's on when we do our show. And anyway, yeah. So like, it's just we're blessed to have this, you know. So like, whatever we can do, like whatever I can do for authentic people like you guys, like what do? I make graphics. Like that's about the biggest talent I have. I'll make them all and I'll send them all to you and
awesome.
Very talented.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you. I you know, that's like my way of giving back. Like some people don't give a shit, but other people are like, yeah, I'm in the middle of something and you're making stuff, I could use it, and I'm using your likeness and we're breaking several thousand copyright laws of show. But like we're happy.
Would be the first.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jimmy, I got a little something I would like you to participate in. Hold on,
Uh-oh.
I'm setting it up. All right, so
Here we go.
think of a number between 1 and 10.
7.
No, don't tell me a number. Just think
Well, okay. You said, you said think,
You
but
said
not out
say,
loud.
did not say.
Unbelievable.
Okay,
All right.
got it. But
Think
it's
of a
not
number
7 this time.
Think of a number between 1 and 10, right? Okay. Multiply it by 9. You good?
Okay.
All right. Now, take whatever you got and add those 2 digits together.
Oh my God.
What?
That's
You're not,
amazing.
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Jim, it's a thing. It's Owen Wilson. All right. Now, subtract.
This is yeah.
Just take that number, subtract 5 from that.
Yep.
Pick a letter in the alphabet that corresponds with your number, like A being 1, B being 2, etc.
Mm-hmm.
You good? All right. Think of a country that begins with your letter.
Okay.
All right. We good? Now, take the last letter of that country and think of an animal that begins with that letter.
Oh my
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good?
Yep.
All right. Hold on. I'm running out of spaces here. Some characters. All right. Oh, I just hold on.
Should I be writing this shit down?
No, if you have the number in your head, you're good. All right.
Okay.
All right. Take the last letter of that country. Think of an animal that begins with that letter. Take
Yep.
the last letter of that animal and think of a fruit.
Yep.
Don't tell me. All right. And also don't tell me that you're a kangaroo in Denmark eating an orange.
Oh my gosh!
You son of a.
Oh,
my
I've got to say something here,
Crazy.
y'all, because everybody says kangaroo, but what if you said kinkajou?
oh, you're
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Think about that.
You lost Sam, but I got it.
Yeah. There you go. Well,
Anyway, nothing on this show's original. We just
no, we haven't got an original thought.
right.
Yeah,
All
but
right,
I
let's-
used to bartend, so I've heard so much.
True. Tice has got the stories. So, all right, let's do our thing, guys. Thank you so much. I mean, what a just it's a great interview. Nice to be friends with people who are
Thank you.
like-minded.
We're
Thank you for
nice-
joining
so
us.
Nice to be on the show and meet you guys. You guys
And-
are
Thank you.
awesome.
Noelle, you never have to like battle for your status amongst us as addicts. Like you're one of us. You know what I mean? Whether you did drugs or not, you went through it, and you you are one of us, and you know we'd never look at you any other way, other than you're sober and not an animal. But you know, and Sam, you're very lucky. I dated a girl looked just like Noelle, 13 years younger than me. Bad idea, but like that was me not addressing my addiction at 40 years old. I'm dating a girl too younger. You know, it's these things. Like you said, you fill yourself up with the world, and everything else goes to the wayside. And you know, it was just me. It's just addicts. We thrive in chaos, and we just you know, we're better with each other though. That's for sure, because I know that's the whole point of this thing is community. Giving back. So,
Absolutely.
thank you so much,
Guys.
Sam. I mean, I resonated with you, man. I mean, I just everything you said, I get it, and it's so nice that Noelle hung in there. It's so nice you didn't die, and then you have this whole thing in front of you that you know wouldn't have been there without recovery and God and the Lord saving you. So I loved it. So Willie reads our just for today.
The Dizzle.
Will, I know you're reading at a 4th grade level now, so
Can you hear me?
we're very. Yep, we sure can. I was insulting you. All right, go ahead. Can you read?
I know.
my
Resentment
God.
and forgiveness. Where there has been wrong, the program teaches us the spirit of forgiveness. In NA program, we begin to interact with the world around us. We no longer live in isolation, but freedom from the isolation has its price. The more we interact with people, the more often we'll find someone stepping on our toes. And such are there circumstances in which resentments are often born. Resentments are justified or not, are dangerous to our ongoing recovery. The longer we harbor resentments, the more bitter they become, eventually poisoning us. To stay clean, we must find the capacity to let go of our resentments, the capacity to forgive. We first develop the capacity in working steps 8 and 9, and we keep it alive by regularly taking the 10th step. Sometimes when we are unwilling to forgive, it helps to remember that we too may someday require another person's forgiveness. Haven't we all, at one time or another, done something that we deeply regretted, and aren't we healed in some measure when other accepts our sincere amends? An attitude of forgiveness is a little easier to develop when we remember that we are all doing the very best we can, and someday we too will need forgiveness. Just for today, I will let go of my resentments today. If I am wronged, I will practice forgiveness, knowing that I need forgiveness myself. Ever reminding us, don't start none, won't be none.
Ooh.
I put that in there.
No.
Yeah.
I did. No,
I
I
was
did.
waiting for it.
Unbelievable.
I'm like, that sounds kind of
Can you
Timmy.
believe
Yeah,
it?
that's Timmy.
So it is Recovery Month. We'll be doing this thing all month. It's a big month. I mean, this is where we kind of took off last year. Just pulled some people into orbit, and yeah, it's been great. So it's a Recovery Month. We'll be doing that all month. We have. Let me see something real quick here. Yeah. So next episode on Wednesday, aside from singing karaoke, which I will probably be the only one doing it.
Yeah, you will be.
We'll be going through the Purpose of Recovery Month
Laryngitis.
and treatment and detox and all that stuff. So we'll tie into that. But yeah, Noelle, Sam, what an awesome message you guys have, and we're so privileged that you chose to share it with us on our little show here. So thank you so much, guys. We love you.
Love you.
If there's anything we can ever do for you, we're always here for you. And I got some graphics coming your way. That's how I say thanks.
Thank you.
You guys. You're awesome.
Awesome.
Go high like the Most High.
You guys are awesome.
Yep.
Happy trails till we meet again.